Is up, Nerf herders? Welcome back to the nap. Or, well, not the nap. Not the nap. This isn't the nap. We are doing yet another watch party. This is going to be our second one in, leading up to the release of the Snyder Cut, which is like 2 days away now. And
yes, the Zack Snyder Cut, which apparently had a premiere last night with Microsoft Teams, and Microsoft Teams fucked it up.
Of course.
This is hilarious. So my wife, I'm not going to say what she does for work because I don't want to out her work or anything, but they use Microsoft Teams, and I hate Microsoft Teams, especially with 2020. 2020, if anything, gave us like the best of all the virtual conferencing options, right? You had your Zooms, you had your Skypes, you had your, Outlook came out with theirs, Gmail came out with theirs, Microsoft came out. Anyway, Microsoft Teams, in my opinion, is one of the worst. And constantly, we have great internet over here. Constantly, Maddie's always like complaining about problems with Teams, like it's kicking her off or it won't let her on, whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't know. There's probably like a premium. But if Zack Snyder can't get Microsoft Teams to work,
you'd think that if there was a premium, he'd have it.
Right. If they can't get it to work for a premiere of Zack Snyder's movie, then just, stop trying to cancel Dr. Seuss. Just cancel Microsoft Teams. If anything, they just need to go away. That would benefit humankind. Just get rid of Microsoft Teams.
The Dr. Seuss thing was especially funny because that was Dr. Seuss canceling it without any pressure from the outside whatsoever.
Right, months ago. People are just freaking out about it now.
What we need to do is convince Microsoft to shut it down from the inside.
That's what we need to do.
And have it because what's the software that he's hosting that Snyder himself is hosting the watch party on for like the actual like the full release?
That's Scener. That's Scener, which I'm surprised
he's done
it's
that
not
before.
He's done Vivo or Vivi, whatever his Vero. He's done Vero before. But yeah, Scener is the one. And I'm tempted to wait. But after what happened last night, I don't know if I can, man, because it was 6 hours till they got it working. Not 6 minutes, not 30 minutes, 6
So you've seen the Snyder Cut already then?
I have not, no, because it was a special group that could do that last night.
Okay.
So yeah. No.
I thought you
I have
were
not seen it.
6 hours, but all right. Well,
I would, but no.
well, we're diving back in. If you missed the first watch party, we actually watched Man of Steel, and we had a special guest for that one. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna have another guest for us in the next watch party, which is actually gonna be tomorrow, where we watch the Ultimate Edition of Batman versus Superman. Which out of the options is arguably the best option, almost inarguably the best option to go.
I would agree. I still have my Superman heavy background from Man of Steel, although I have the one Wonder Woman comic I own, which is Dead Earth back there. So I apologize. I don't have enough Wonder Woman comics, apparently.
I have absolutely one piece of DC Comics content back there, and it's hiding behind my head. So you're okay.
Okay, but I did make this a beautiful overlay to all glorious Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. You did smack dab in the middle. So if anything would separate us, Seth, it would be Wonder Woman. So yeah,
that's fair. If she wanted to take over, you're getting the boot. That's completely fair. Well, so if you for the watch party, we are just going to watch straight through. We're not pausing or anything like that. We are going to be watching individually. You're not going to see the film up on screen. Obviously, for copyright reasons, we're not going to be able to do something that simple. So watch along with us. I'm watching on HBO Max. I believe Josh has his own copy that he's going to be watching on. And you can kind of follow through. We're going to be giving commentary. If you want to watch a movie without anybody talking, this is not the video for you.
It's a commentary.
We're gonna talk about the movie. We're gonna crack jokes. We're gonna have a good time, and we're just gonna chill throughout the movie and hang out with you guys. We're gonna do a better job of paying attention to comments. I've got the pane up for me right here this time.
Yeah,
and so when something pops up, I'll actually.
We saw them eventually last time.
Yes, we did. I'm actually gonna I feel like I'm going to swap my screens out. So now I've got you right here. I've got the comments right in front of my face. And I've got the movie right up in here. I don't know. What would look better?
You're going to be looking all over the place anyway. So
we'll
on I have
Dual
it as a black screen, 0.0. Are you past the HBO Max like intro commercial or whatever?
It didn't have one this time.
Okay, so you're at the black before the logos then.
I am at 0.00.
Cool.
I am ready to roll. So we will, like, as we're talking about the scenes, you'll kind of be able to get a gauge as to where we're at. If you're watching on HBO Max, I will try to remember to drop my timestamp in there every now and then, just to kind of keep things simple, you know?
Sounds good.
Josh, if you don't have anything to say, let's. I'm good to go to just dive right in.
Yeah, let's do a 3, 2, 1 click on the click countdown. So here we go.
Click on the click.
Yes, 3, 2, 1 click.
Click. And then we got a slow burn into.
There's that WB Gold.
You know, dude, I can't see that WB Gold without remembering the 90s Godzilla film, because that was the first time I saw that logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so
I always think of that first time
terrible version of Godzilla.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, it's a guilty pleasure for me, for sure.
It's a guilty pleasure, but it's still a terrible movie.
Is this the Rat Pack? Yeah. Or what's R? I don't know. Was that Rat Pack? There's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash,
Green
Lantern. Maybe he'll make an appearance in Justice League.
We can only hope.
That's a very cloudy Earth.
That's a very cloudy Earth, and it seems to be missing an atmosphere as well.
I love Gal's voice. She's got a great voice.
She does have a great voice. The accent is doing some heavy lifting there, though.
So for those wondering why we're watching this before BVS, just because we wanted to watch BVS right before the Snyder Cut. And chronologically, I mean, it's kind of cool to watch her show up here before she shows up in BVS. Ooh, there's Wayne Prezes. So we know it's out of order from release date.
Yeah, we're watching more in a chronological sense, as far as timelines go. And since the majority of this takes place back in the day, we decided to go with Wonder Woman before Batman versus Superman.
So she's working in Paris in this movie. 84, she's working in America.
Yeah. In DC, no less, for the Smithsonian.
Spoilers for those that haven't seen Wonder Woman 84. That's quite an office.
That's not much of a spoiler. I mean,
Yeah.
you find that out in the first few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Made me realize how much you love this one more than the new one from Jeffrey Miller. What are we referring to? Oh, yeah. Wonder Woman 84 was not awesome. That one, yeah.
I'm a defender. I appreciated a lot of things with it, but I will agree that this is a stronger film.
I will say that I do appreciate this one more as well after seeing 84.
God, that's a good shot. Snyder shared a previous version of that shot that was like even further back than World War One, and she had like a bag of heads. It was fucking awesome.
Yeesh.
The thing I really like about this movie, and I spoke about it in my review for Wonder Woman 84, is that she's on the offensive in this movie. She's got a sword. Yeah. She goes to the fight, and I felt like that was one of the things Wonder Woman 84 was lacking. She was always in defense in that movie. But we're not here to talk about 84. We're here to talk about this one. Oh, it's a beautiful horse.
Some great Legolas level shit going on too.
What'd that pot ever do to you? How many minutes are you into it?
I am at 3 minutes 45 seconds.
Okay.
I saw the pots assaulted as well. big black Amazonian just got her like you know you didn't moment right there.
Yeah. I must be like 2 seconds ahead because I'm at 401, 2, 3, 4,
Are you
5.
watching at a faster speed or some shit?
No. I don't know. Maybe I just had a shorter black before the credits
I
or
don't know,
for the
maybe.
logos. Diana.
Here, pause real quick, count to 1, and then resume.
One.
Catch me back up.
Armadillo. That was some green screen jumping.
That's quite a save. Hi, Danny Beck.
I'm at 448, 49, 50 right now. Hopefully I'm close to you.
I'm just now crossing 55.
Okay.
I'll get you.
Robin White is just, she's freaking amazing. She looks amazing in this film.
She looks like fucking badass.
Yeah. I mean, she was great in House of Cards. I felt like she got robbed in the final season when they didn't make it more about her. But seeing her in this film, I'm like, yeah, you're badass.
Final House of Cards kind of got a little funky.
Yeah. But once that happened, they should have just like let her take the reins in the finale. I think she earned it. But at least she had this. You've told me this.
It's like old news.
It's quite the bedroom there. It's pretty awesome.
I love the animation that they use for this section.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mobile painting. I loved this the first time I saw it. It's even better
Mm-hmm.
now. Christian's got a little grumpy about this scene, though, I'm sure.
I mean, it's Greek. I agree, Jeff. Love Greek mythology. Now they use the same child actress for the sequel, didn't they? She looks like the one
Pretty
they used in
sure.
the sequel. She's pretty strong in this. I like this. Yeah, she's going to train with Robin.
Honestly, some of like the stories with the Amazons are honestly like as far as 84 is concerned, like the first I don't know. The first scene was like probably one of the best moments in the movie. It's just the
Oh yeah, the
competition
games
scenes.
in the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
the games were cool.
Kratos would have fucked you both up.
Didn't they film this in New Zealand or something? It's just gorgeous.
Probably. All the beautiful scenes are always in New Zealand. Like
Yep.
every movie. I still got to get you that PS4 so you can play God of War. It's gonna make you love Greek mythology even more.
Yeah. I gotta clean up my slate before I do that. That's some beautiful water.
Greek and Norse mythology.
I mean, I think there were other good scenes in '84 as well, Jeffrey. But
You
it
weren't
was a
supposed
strong
to know
start.
about that.
Maybe if you have a whole building dedicated to a sword,
Yeah,
that's
you're not
probably
gonna
how
be
she
able to
figured it out.
keep that little hush hush, are you? Like,
Yeah. How do you know about this? Well, this guarded building.
you know this giant tower that you built with this elaborate scheme?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. That ain't gonna go. Ugh. Harsh. It's a bitchin' looking sword. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it is. Well, that was a good transition
Yeah.
with the older version.
Busted.
Took you this long to find out?
Right? Yeah. Teach your kids to defend themselves, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Mike.
Connie Nielsen is great as her mom, but they actually didn't they offer it to somebody else? They offered it to Charlize Theron
Really?
at one point, and Charlize said no, which is fine because Charlize felt that she was still young enough to do action roles and didn't want to be, you know, um, typecast as you know the old and elderly are moving on. I think she would have been awesome in this role, but I think Connie is fantastic as well.
Yeah. Whew. Heart throbber. God damn.
It's so crazy that she almost gave up on acting. Get it?
Boss mode.
Mm-hmm.
That sweet kick was never going to connect. You were so far away.
Yep.
They found a stunt double who looks dead on like her too. Like, I don't think they even needed to use CG to adjust it at all or anything like that. Like, it just kept the frame going quick.
Mm-hmm. Nope, it won't be fair against her. That's for certain.
No. No. Not unless you're Kristen Wiig with a genie and a rock. You should be happy. You're stronger than this. She just found out.
Mm-hmm.
Should be stoked. Which she is, of course, but like the mom should be, or the mom should be stoked.
Well, I think the thing was that like she's activated herself now, and that sent like a signal to others that may have been looking for her or something. I just don't think the film did an adequate job of saying that. I could have swore I read that somewhere that that's why the mom was trying to keep it secret, because if she activated herself, then others would know of her existence and she'd be in danger.
Yeah.
Reminds me of WandaVision.
I mean, not even that. It's just really what it comes down to.
Jeffrey. We're not talking about WandaVision.
I mean, she already threw a shield like Captain America, straight up.
Okay, this is cool, but like, how long was he flying over the ocean to get here? You know, on one tank of gas. It's not like this is
And
off the coast of
broken engine,
anything.
for sure.
Well, don't fly into the water if you can't get out, Chris Pine. Jeez.
Yeah, maybe you should have been like working on unbuckling before you got to that stage. I will say these two have really good chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
They play off each other really well. So I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that again.
Yeah. I'm going to try really hard not to talk about Wonder Woman 84, because obviously there's plenty of stuff between them in that film.
Yeah.
But I haven't just watched this in a long time, so I'm going to really try to focus on this film.
Yeah. Some more Wonder Woman shit, WandaVision shit right there.
Yeah, the dome.
They're jumping into the reality that's been created.
This is the Amazonian hex.
Right. It's more circular.
See, this is why we don't need a remake of Little Mermaid. Wow. This was enough.
Right.
Don't I look like one?
You can't ask that question these days, man.
These aren't these days. This is what, 1916,
like
1917 or something like that?
I don't think it was quite into the 1920s yet.
No, it was in the teens. It was just...
Yeah.
I don't know if it was... how late in the game it was yet.
16, 17? Got anything stronger than that?
I just met you, but come on.
Right. It's like another great like. I mean, the CG is a little rough, but yeah, this is just nutty. And a hell of a shot
Mm-hmm.
from this
Oh,
German soldier.
that was pure luck.
That was yeah.
She's smiling. Love her.
This is what she wanted. This is what she was there for. How long has she actually gotten to have a real fight? Or how long since? Oh, that sand is so abrasive. It's coarse and irritating. It gets everywhere.
Dude, you just got here. Shut up.
Well, I mean, instinct. Like, from his perspective, what he's seeing is a bunch of primitive tribes people being shot down by weapons they've never seen before.
Yeah, but
like,
they're also kicking ass.
Sure. But he sees gun versus bow, and he sees a lost fight.
Derpy. I don't like sand. No one likes sand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the jump.
Great pose, great shot.
Mm-hmm. Great framing. I loved it. Yeah. Patty Jenkins made a great movie.
I love that, the no look.
Yep.
Yeah, Derpy Gaming was there. Derpy Gaming gets it.
All right, for those watching, Seth, you want to give your time?
I'm crossing 22:35 right there. It's like
Yeah, mine froze up, so I'm hoping I'm close to yours.
Say what?
Said my screen froze up over here, so I'm hoping I'm close to yours.
I'm at 23:01.
Why They Came. That's the last thing I saw.
Yeah, me too. He's got the last one right now.
Mm-hmm. The direction was act like you're holding in farts.
Right.
Yeah, but he's not a spy for you.
Ludendorff, the German cough drop. Hey, Derpy Gaming, thanks for the sub, man. Appreciate it. We will we'll be bringing more to you. We'll have we have Batman vs Superman coming tomorrow. Ultimate Edition.
Which I've been so tempted to watch like all weekend since Man of Steel.
Dr.
Derpy,
Poison.
the hype is real. We're almost there. We are almost there, buddy. Cannot wait.
I actually did I filmed my trailer reaction for the final trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier that came out yesterday, one of the two.
Yesterday, yeah. This is a good trailer.
I've got to get that uploaded. But yeah, spoiler alert. I wish that had been the first trailer that I saw.
It was a better trailer for sure.
Yeah, big time.
It just looked better. It was sharper. It had a little more story beats to it. You know what that book looks like? The Never-Ending Story book with that with the snake symbol on the front of it. I remember the first time I noticed that. I'm like, oh, Never-Ending Story. Crossover. Yep. He's gonna go ride some dragons.
Just because he's walking away, or like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
It's never like, fuck, where did... Like, she was like, oh, it's been stolen. It was never like, fuck, where'd I put my book?
No. She knows.
I like, we've missed the moment a little bit, but I liked the moment when Antiope is dying in her arms. And like, that's normally the moment where like the hero gets everything explained to her like right away. But like, oh yeah, you need to do this. Here's the truth. It was like, no, she's dying. Like, she's not gonna get the time. Like, she always gets time to have the monologue and then pass out right after she's gotten just enough information out there. Like, no, God killer, go where? Fuck, I'm dying, dude. Fuck off. Right.
To end all wars.
Wonder Woman 84 isn't canon. Derpy game. Okay.
Isn't canon to what? To the Snyderverse? To DC? I mean, what? They don't really have a universe right now.
I need more to that comment.
Yeah.
Like, you've told him so much. Why are you trying to resist now? Like,
Don't stick around for World War II, buddy. It gets worse.
Yeah. It's not a good film and shouldn't have been made.
Well, that's not the definition of isn't canon.
No, that's...
I don't think people are going to disagree with you, Derpy.
It did. Yeah, it was not a great movie. I think it came down more to the writing than it did to anything else. Like, which what a lot of the cases are in these situations. You get great actors like Pedro Pascal, Chris Pine, Gal Gadot, Kristen Wiig. You had the elements there. They could play their parts really good, and then I feel like they just didn't stick the landing with the writing, and that was...
Yep.
I mean, it didn't tank quite as bad as it could have. But yeah,
Well, it actually did really good numbers once they retrospectively looked at it for HBO's numbers and everything. It did really well, especially for releasing in theaters,
yeah.
and it did better than Tenet in its opening weekend, which is amazing considering it released online and in theaters.
Well, maybe that
Um,
was just because their audio is well balanced.
but yes, Derpy, I'm going to say it again. It's tempting to talk about Wonder Woman 84, but I'm going to try my best not to. I want to appreciate this film for what it is. And I really want to be in that jacuzzi.
The CG water just kills me. I'm like, man, that's bad. Like, I know it's supposed to be like mystical, but
Yeah, he's like, my eyes are up here.
this was like one of the cringiest things.
This is Captain Kirk, the early years,
Yeah.
before he got his swagger. Well, everybody's expectation was high because it got delayed so many years, and because this movie was pretty darn good.
Yeah. I give this movie crap because it let me down a little bit in some places, but yeah, it wasn't nothing compared like in comparison to 84. This one's massively good.
Well, yeah, before 84, I think a lot of people had issues mostly with the third act of this film, but
Yeah.
compared the third acts of both movies, I think this one is better.
We'll have to do.
I mean,
We're
they're
gonna have
both
to do
messy.
a watch party on 84 now. Like
Yeah.
that's just how it's gonna have to be.
How are you a bridge to a greater understanding between all men if there's no men and you're
Like
secluded from
I was
all
gonna
the
say,
rest of mankind?
you just saw a dick for the first time, lady. You are the only bridge to man right now. For those watching along, I am crossing the 32:30 mark right now.
This man is dedicated, bro. He
Yeah.
just got out of World War One, landed on Paradise, and he's like, "Gotta go back, guys." um,
I mean
the
the
only
stakes.
dude here.
He established the stakes. I mean, they're up there.
What does that mean? Do we need a origin film for Steve?
It's probably a novelization out there or something.
I'm sure there is a comic, prequel comic.
Yeah. Hello, cow. I have to run the other way now. Yeah, real moment right there. It's like, this ain't Assassin's Creed. Those bricks break.
Assassin's Creed. Well, I guess they do. Well, I mean, yeah, they do break. She's able to just claw up.
They become remarkably sturdy after she's punched a hole through them too.
slightly slower Zod moment. That just climbing up.
Right. See, this is a typical base building mistake. You don't put all your valuables in one building without a lot of door separation.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And
that was the problem here.
Somebody can break in and steal all your shit. This is Rust 101, people.
Yeah, but if no one else is on the island, I mean...
You trust all your tribe mates? You're going to get your shit burned down, bro. Yeah, armor too. Can't leave without the pretty colors.
But we learn later that sword is just a fake. Right? I mean, am I remembering this wrong? That the sword is just a fake?
It's embellished as far as what it yeah, it ends up not being what it's thought to be. Not necessarily a fake, but...
Well, it's not a god killer, so, I mean, that would make it a fake if it's called a god killer.
Well, it's called the god killer, but its powers are exaggerated. It's still a real sword.
Every man knows how to sail. Right, Seth?
Well, unfortunately, I do.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
How cool are you?
I guess not unfortunately, because it is pretty fun. I couldn't handle a vessel that's like got more than 2 sails on it, but...
I don't think I could handle a vessel that has 1 sail on it, so I think your masculinity is safe.
I'd get tangled up in the ropes in this thing. I need to play some more Sea of Thieves, bone up my virtual sailing skills, and then move my way up. Hero moment right there. That's a hero line. Another hero line right there. Like, it had some good ones. Gal Gadot? Yeah, no, we don't. we don't deserve her. We kind of deserved her after she started that Imagine bullshit at the beginning of the pandemic. But I guess she's got some cred to get back after that.
Han deserved her. Justice for Han. Can't wait for that.
There you go. We got a long way to go to get through to that movie, though. Are we watching the entire series of Fast and the Furious? That's gonna be a long.
Oh yeah, I talked about
we get up to that
well,
one.
I thought we could do the first one because it's the 20th year anniversary. If we continue doing watch parties, if people want to do other watch parties, I thought that could be a fun watch party to do, like because it's the 20th anniversary. But have you seen the other ones?
Oh yeah, I've seen all the Fast and Furious. I'll rip the shit out of them, and it'll be hilariously fun.
I mean, yeah, I could see doing that. That could be fun.
I still watch the first and second ones like somewhat regularly because Netflix gets them a lot, and so I'll throw them on there every now and then.
Yeah. First one is classic.
Why are you asking him how long till you reach the war? He doesn't know. Like he doesn't know where the
Well,
fuck
he
is
came
right
from
now.
the war. She's determined.
Yeah.
Just like that. Although he's like,
Professor Lupin's
okay,
gonna have some
child.
other shit to say about that.
Yeah. I do like how she starts off cocky and naive and shit.
Yeah, like incredibly naive and like no understanding of the real world. Like, I mean, she's playing the fish out of water character throughout the whole movie. And
Yeah, except with confidence.
she does
Yeah,
a
he
great
made
job
you
of
like a
it.
bed.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, you don't have that.
All right, man, you've exhausted your obligations to chivalry long enough, buddy.
You're right. I'm at 41-40.
I'll sleep with you. Slumber party it up.
You do not fuck around with subtlety when Gal Gadot says, "Hey, come on, hop in here." Yeah, toughen up now, bro.
Build up that confidence level a little bit. Right.
I love that. Well, that's neat.
Did you say that in Q? Because you said it like in perfect Q with my viewing.
Oh, did I? Okay, you're a little bit behind me then.
A little bit behind, huh?
Let me pause for a sec. There we go.
Do you know about that? The pleasures of the flesh?
All 12, huh? Brutal.
No.
Oh.
I beg to differ. That was her way of telling you, man, you lost your chance.
Or prove me wrong.
You have to pick up your pace,
as
bro.
it turns out to be.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you slept on the car ride here, bro. I mean, that's a great villain play right there. I'll give him that.
She's got quite the lab in there.
Aw.
Very fancy. Little capsules there.
Papa Stim.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. So that's how he got some strength. Because I remember him kind of like kicking Wonder Woman's ass for a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, how could he do that if he's just a human?
Wonder Woman's personality is Gal's personality.
Yeah.
I haven't met her, so I wouldn't know, but...
Should she just create the Captain America serum? And that's just like, I mean, it's not a big deal, but here you go.
She didn't take it herself, though. She must know about side effects.
Yeah.
Constipation may cause runny nose and drowsiness.
Erectile dysfunction. I better give it to him before he gets any ideas.
Nebraska, also not for everybody.
Hey, we have clear skies from time to time.
Yeah, I didn't come up with that saying. They did.
We get. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's not for everyone. Yeah.
They actually did that.
This
Honestly, it's not for
saying.
everybody. It's a horrible state motto.
It's just as bad as we don't coast.
Right.
It's dumb. Oh my God, Steve! Why do you keep on like fucking this up?
Yeah, dude, you're playing lucky.
God, she's charming.
She's charming hard right now too. My God.
And I read this.
I will give you whatever you want. Right. Right.
Yeah.
She knows it's not metal clay, it's moving, you dipshit. Moving and crying and everything. All right, we're about to cross into 48:35 on HBO Max. I don't know if Josh, your and my timelines are lining up, but
yeah, I think we're
OG Pam. She plays the part so well. The shot of London is always this color. It is. There is like
Bluish,
kind of
yeah.
like a foggy bluish look to it when they film shit in London.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like when they film anything south of the border, it's like that yellow tint. It's American cinema. Although to be fair, I lived in the UK for 3 years, and they rarely got any sun. So
Right.
whenever I'd go on vacation somewhere, I'd be like the albino in the group.
So we're gonna get the vote. She's so charming. I love her character so much.
Yeah.
Can't say I blame it.
Hey, there we go.
The Clark Kent look.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. There's a lot of Clark Kent references.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
Speaking of,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It didn't help.
yeah,
at all.
glasses do nothing for
It
girls.
didn't make it worse at all. Like,
She's just carrying the sword and shield, like, it's normal.
to be fair, like he could play off like the archaeologist look on her now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, get that jump.
It's like when you're still going through the video game tutorial.
Right.
No.
She's like, yeah, sure.
It was like, yeah,
Everyone's looking.
the secretary plays plays like the Pam the British version of Pam Dawn in the British Office. If y'all didn't
Oh, that's
know.
right. That's right. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time since I've seen that, but you're right.
For sure.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
He saw some shit.
So he's a spy, but he has no weapons? Man, they found him quick.
No shit.
Maybe you shouldn't have gone shopping when you first came into town. There's that Superman moment.
Yeah. A headbutt is also not like a great opening move.
Right?
Let's-
And how's your hat not fucked up from that? Just like in the other film. Steve
Right.
gets like one good punch, and then she takes care of the rest of the room.
Yeah.
Nope.
Did they have cyanide? Oh, well, of course they would. Like, did they have cyanide tablets back in that day, or were they explaining that away with like Dr. Poison or something?
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine they would have some equivalent, but
yeah, I'm sure it was some equivalent. I know they had them in World War II.
yeah, they
pretty
definitely
sure.
had them in two. Hi, Lupin. I miss you, bro. I want this dude to narrate shit for me, you know? Like,
yeah.
there's an audiobook or some shit that had a bad audio actor, I'd want to give it to this guy so he could do it. We're at 55:10 on HBO Max.
There's a woman. Oh my gosh, we can't speak with women in here. Oh my gosh, they're ruining everything.
See, it's interesting to see that he's already being affected by her. Like, just her being around, he was already like,
oh
shit.
yeah, for sure. He recognized what she was, for sure. I mean, if he's your top spy, maybe give him a second to speak.
Right? Yeah. You didn't drop that in fast enough, bro.
Yeah.
We heard so much.
Ares needs to learn how to tie a tie a little bit better.
So this is what I found weird is that they decided to go with less human testing. But like,
sure.
Why would they care? So,
well, I think she wanted to know more than just organics.
Sure.
You know, this shows that it eats everything. If it eats leather, it definitely eats skin.
Sure, but they were trying on human subjects at first. Why would they stop? They're supposed to be this like crazy evil organization. I guess having it work to that effect and then also setting itself on fire.
Mm-hmm. It's a PG-13 movie, Seth.
Yeah, that might have been a little rough. That's probably what happened.
He's like, It's kind of...
It's weird seeing that dude as a British officer after seeing him as a Scottish brogue, psycho, and Braveheart.
His ribbons are huge.
I've seen him in something else very recently. It's gonna drive me nuts.
I recognize him too from something recent, but I can't think of it. I mean, it's nice that they're going after peace, but if they have proof that the other side isn't going after peace, then maybe they should,
Yeah, for sure.
attacking from two fronts. More to her. I mean, she's not wrong, but she's also
No,
naive
yeah.
in how she thinks.
I love it. Oh, it's so good. Like, that was one scene out of like Joss Whedon's Justice League that I liked, is when Aquaman had his moment with the lasso.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was cheesy, but I found it strictly comical and it was great. So I mean, every time they play that trope, it's gonna get me.
Mm-hmm.
It might get tired pretty quick, but
I have made it a point not to read reviews for Snyder's Cut.
oh, I'm
Um,
not looking at shit.
but I can't help but see some headlines every once in a while, and some of them do point to some humor in the film.
Yeah,
And Snyder does have his own brand of humor,
he's got a good one too.
but I wonder if he's going to cut out everything from Joss. I imagine he would. I just wonder how much that is. We'll see.
All right, I need to take a quick bathroom break. This scene's good, but not pivotal for me. I will be right back.
Real movie watchers take bathroom breaks, before the movie so that they don't have to get up during the movie. Okay, so she knows other languages. She got him. All right, what is this dude's name? I've always loved him as an actor. He was in Pearl Harbor as well. Ewan Bremer. I like him. He's a great character actor. I thought he was good in Train Spotting. He was good in Pearl Harbor. He was good in The Rundown. Yeah, I've always liked him. I think like he's just not in enough, but when he is, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like this guy.
Yeah. We're probably gonna
It's
die.
pro bono.
So fast.
Mm-hmm. Manners make it man.
I'm one of those two things.
There's your gun, Steve. Spy should have a gun.
Yeah, about time too. You snaky bastard.
Yeah, with your fake ass cane. She's great. She's great. Small part, but she does it well.
She does great. She does an excellent job. So we're looking at a scene transition. For those of you watching along on HBO Max, I am crossing the hour 5 and 38-second mark right now. We're doing the classic World War I farewell train scene, which has a great score behind it for that moment.
Mm-hmm. This way to Hogwarts.
This or on the Titanic.
Right.
You were reaching to get offended at that point, dude. She's giving you plenty of shots. She's giving you a lot of opportunities here.
Stop shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, this is where it gets real.
Again, don't come back for the Second World War. Even the horses had gas masks. Did you see that?
I love that line. What kind of weapon kills innocents? In this war, all of them.
Mm-hmm. Who does the score for this?
I don't know. Hans Zimmer did 84.
Well, I mean, he used a lot of his old stuff for 84. And then he used some other people's stuff for 84 as well.
Yeah.
Rupert Gregson Williams. What did he do? I recognize his name. Oh, yeah, he's done a lot of good movies. Nice.
I hate this moment so much. That was such a stupid, cheesy villain laugh.
That was a very cheesy laugh, yeah.
That was like Batman villain, like Adam West villain.
No,
like,
that was like Tom and Jerry Animaniacs type laugh. That was cartoonish.
Yeah. Well, no, it was just like the thing. I'm like, oh my god, it's so evil, it's so dastardly. I'm like, dude, you killed it right there. Like you could have played it off so much harder. Be like, yes, but if they die with hope, it's worse.
This dude.
Right.
He's drying off his balls. Nice. Tarzan. Well, I guess it could be Tarzan or it could be John Carter.
Hour 10 and 20 seconds.
Yeah, people get rich off war, that's for certain. It's very true.
Yes, it is.
I was saying while you were gone, he's not in a lot of films, but the ones he's in, he's fantastic.
Who? Chief?
No, Charlie. He's in Pearl Harbor. He's in Black Hawk Down. He's in a lot of good roles.
God, the crying baby in this moment gets me, dude. Like, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, unless you got healing powers, I don't think you
No
can do
shit.
anything.
You're not Ray.
Always amazed by these
No shit.
trenches that they built. Can't imagine the level of work and time it took to build these.
Probably under fire. Constantly.
Yeah. And how long did it take it all down, you know? I mean, all the junk and everything they had to do to build that level up.
Well, I wonder if they didn't just fill it in.
Yeah. Coming up, you're right, Jeffrey.
It's the best one, honestly. But it is what she came to do.
Well, it's not what she came to do either, but she
came to end the war, like, and
she
he
came
just
to
told her,
find
it's like, you can't
Ares.
do anything here.
She wasn't about side missions before, but now she kind of is. Now she's feeling like she wants to do something. Just gotta put down my hair first.
Just got to get the ass out. I loved his eyes in the back. Like, oh shit, she ain't doing this.
Yep. Now they're like, oh, maybe we should shoot more than one bullet at a time. There's that shield.
This scene right here, this shot. Oh god, it's so good.
It's a good shot.
Damn.
Yeah, I like that it's not all slow motion as well.
I was gonna say they overdo it on the slow motion a lot of places. I'm really glad they didn't do it here.
Yeah, brings the intensity of the fire.
You ain't hitting shots like that with a shotgun.
With a shotgun.
Fuck
Come
off.
on, man.
There you go. Chief's got the idea.
Yeah.
The music. They did such a good job with the music here.
There you go. Close range shot.
That was an effective shotgun shot. That's some CQB shit. There you go. He's got the Chief's got that Western repeater, man.
Mm-hmm. She's just like, I don't want to hang out in the trenches. We gotta get to town. See, this is what I missed in '84. I mean, I get that it was a war, but she's on the offensive in this movie.
Well, she's also fighting a much more compelling villain.
Sure.
Throughout this is a much stronger motivation to fight.
But there's that notion that a hero doesn't attack first, that it's always has to be about self-defense, and that's just, it gets so boring.
Yeah, well, it's also not true. It's just not the case.
Peace.
Sometimes you got to go all out.
Although I love how we only get the sword taking out the beams and not like straight up gutting people.
Yeah, they dial up the slow motion too much in this scene. It was like takes away from the action a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like, do we need the 300 level slow motion before every strike?
But that's a cool shot. I love that shot.
Oh yeah, it was a good shot. They're still good shots, but like they don't need to be slowed down. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
Like Shrapnel City, man, that'd be rough.
Yeah, it would. Straight up takes out this tank. I love it. Bam! Just checks it.
Yeah. That's great move.
But I think if I remember correctly, there's like a moment at the end of this where she's like, I don't know if she comes to this realization that she shouldn't be attacking or she's like enjoying the fight too much and she shouldn't fight anymore. So
Yeah.
like she makes the choice not to. But that doesn't mean she can't fight in the future. And at least we got some of that in BVS. But yeah, if we get a third movie with her, she needs to bring the fight back.
Yeah. And she had
Sniper.
there's a story that came out where she was hoping that Gal was like quoted as saying that she wanted a third Wonder Woman movie to bring closure.
Well,
So
yeah.
it sounds like she's going to be on her way out too.
Well, we talked about this
You'd want to go out with it. You'd want to
last
go out with a
week.
bang.
You can't truly. DC's got to be looking for a way to get out of anything connected to Snyder. You can't truly move on from Snyder if you're still using the characters
Unfortunately.
that were birthed in his universe.
Yeah.
So,
And unfortunately, that's probably not going to change even if Snyder Cut ends up doing really, really good.
right. Sadly. Well, because we got to remember this is laughable though. They don't have even with 3 guys.
Well, a lot of that is her jump.
Yeah,
her
but wouldn't they
jumping
be
skills.
flattened underneath that jump? Like her thighs would just like push them into the ground. She messed up that place.
Yeah, she did.
They're like, thanks for taking out the one guy, but you destroyed our chapel.
That was some Man of Steel level destruction for just,
Yeah, it was.
just for the impact that it actually ended up having.
All right, they're cheering her. Yeah, I would like a third one for closure, and have it not be in the past, have it be in present day.
Yeah,
we had 2 films before BVS. Let's put one after BVS.
God, she's so goddamn pretty. Fuck.
Well, she's got the smile, she's got the look. This is the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shutter speed's garbage on these cameras.
She didn't mean to, just like Wanda. Jeffrey. Yeah. If you didn't watch our WandaVision talk, go check that out. We talked that up. Yeah, she wears that coat well. It's very majestic. Costume design for this movie was great. That's for certain.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Just high command. No problem. Right. I'm approaching an hour and 23 minutes and 0 seconds now.
He's like, give me the phone. Just give me the phone. I mean, that's a big assumption. Trust me, meet Hitler in like 20 years. You'll think he's Aries too. Can you hear me now?
sorry, beer's gross. I can't. Maybe it's because I haven't had foreign beer. Maybe that's why Americans like German beer so much, because Budweiser sucks ass.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh God, it's an acquired shit taste.
I used to despise beer, but then I lived in Europe and I wasn't allowed to visit other countries
There you
without
go.
drinking their beer.
Again.
Paradise Island.
Again, European. There you go. European beer, not American. If you're gonna acquire a taste, acquire it in Europe.
You poor thing. Oh, here we go. He's gaining some confidence now.
He's finally shooting his shot out of like 1,400 opportunities.
Yeah.
I will say they do a good job of establishing a romance between these two at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's the 1910s and your breath is terrible.
Everybody's is. It's not as noticeable.
Yeah, they don't get snow where she's from, bruh.
Mm-hmm. I remember my cousin staying in Nebraska for his first winter, and it freaked the shit out of him. He's from Texas.
It wasn't magical for them. It's not magical here either. Fucking sucks.
Very Game of Thrones too. Yeah, Jeffrey. Yeah.
What was that referring to? That was a while ago.
Well, I think the comments are like a few, maybe like 30 seconds behind us.
Well, that was also like 5 minutes ago, according to the
Well,
timestamp. It must have been around the battle scene somewhere.
yeah. 5 minutes or not, still, I agree.
Yeah. This movie ends slightly better than Game of Thrones did.
Yeah. Don't get me talking about that. I
Don't
like
get
Game of Thrones.
don't get either of us started. They needed one more season.
Yeah.
Just one more season. It would have been fine.
Oh yeah, from the coat. You said majestic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's one thing Game of Thrones had was
she does look like a crow, doesn't she?
well, Cersei had some hella good costumes in Game of Thrones. Oh, she's giving you that look, buddy.
And that lighting, no less. Gorgeous cinematic lighting.
You're finally stepping up to the plate. Good job, buddy.
She knows all 12, dude.
Wartime romances. Short and sweet.
It was a good moment, though. Like I said, they established the romance between them pretty good. Even if you wanted to call that like post-war adrenaline come down.
Sure, sure.
Oh, Charlie. Right. I remember the rundown.
Yeah, he was in the rundown as well.
Yeah. I loved his character in the rundown.
Mm-hmm.
That's another guilty pleasure movie, but not in a bad way. Like it's actually still a pretty good film.
One of The Rock's earliest, but definitely when he was starting to pick up that charm.
Yeah, big time.
I was gonna say,
So,
yeah,
not to mention that she flipped a fucking tank.
right. It's adrenaline. Yeah, anybody could do it.
Right. It's like a mom trying to save her kids
Right. Flip a tank.
from under a trapped car. Whoop. All right, Nick. Coming up on the castle, 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 12 seconds on HBO Max. 50 minutes left of the movie.
Come on, Diana. Damn. Steve has to run the show. Let me drive. He just went to the parking lot.
I mean, it
Grabbed
makes
one.
sense, but like, yeah, there's a bunch of people in there. There's a car free, whatever. He did the German accent pretty well, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, I would hope that a spy could, honestly. That's good.
Well, yeah. There we go. There's the dress. Yes, we're coming up on the infamous picture that circled the internet for years.
Yeah.
How did she keep that sword in there?
What did she do to this woman?
Stalkerish.
She's like, but you're hotter.
And younger.
Yeah.
Bitter hair. Okay, Thanos.
Right. Or Pyro. That's a...
And he's bringing on that charm hard. Where was this charm with Wonder Woman? Damn.
Well, he doesn't want to lie to her.
She's like, oh, you talking to some other chick, huh? Yeah, way to not stand out there, Diana. You messed up, Steve. Cash, hold your composure.
No shit, man. Poker face. There it is.
There it is.
It'd be cold on your butt. Yeah, you're... Whew. You're being awful weird around a stranger, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is some neckbeard shit.
It's very, very slow hand there. Very telegraphed hand there. Good line.
Just based off of that angle, it looks an awful lot like that sword is like dug into her lower back.
Well, the image is all it's just buns of steel clenched around it.
Yeah.
It's for sharpening the sword.
I mean, yeah.
She's mighty confident that won't affect her.
Yeah, she's only had it described to her in detail several times. Like, completely, no worries whatsoever. It's fine. Yeah. We're HBO Max watch alongers. We're at about an hour 39 and zero, or an hour 40 and 0 seconds to a beautiful piece in the film. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it's a tragic sequence, but it's a great sequence at the same time.
Although the wind must be playing a huge factor because these bodies are still intact.
Yeah. Or they're just not trapped in a glass bulb like her last test round.
Very pretty scenery with that yellow. It reminds me of 1917 cinematography in certain scenes.
Yeah.
How to watch Justice League Snyder Cut. Well, HBO Max would be the legal way to do it.
And he realizes he can't stop her. He's like, you know what? Go for it.
Where's that bike?
Dindo Reyes, How to Watch Justice League Snyder Cut. That's going to be another HBO Max title.
Yeah.
We will not be doing a watch party for that. We'll watch that one on our own independently, and then we'll do a review as a part of the nap.
Sadly, BVS tomorrow night will just be the Ultimate Edition, not the IMAX edition that HBO is also about to release.
Yeah. Timing wise, we won't be able to
Nope.
make that happen beforehand.
Which is sad because it looks great just from what they've shown.
I mean, IMAX in general is a great play. There we go. She's going all out. Boss mode.
Here we go.
Great moment.
Nice. Yeah, I completely forgot about those capsules.
Dude's roided out, bro.
Yeah, he is. I have a heart attack, bro.
I mean, they didn't emphasize it a lot either, to be fair.
And I haven't watched this movie in forever. I just always remember him like actually, putting up a fight.
Yeah, but for a German guy like this, as soon as he had found something like that, I would have thought to be like, oh, well, this gives me like crazy powers. I don't need your gas. I don't need your other gas right away. Let's just give this to all of our soldiers and fucking march on. Like, you would have thought that it would have been a bigger plot point than it was just these stem gas capsules. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe she had a limited stock or something like that, and they couldn't, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, he can't hear you through that ceiling. Whip crack.
There you go. Put that sword to work.
But even she's like, is that it?
Right. Hint, hint. Ares wouldn't need capsules to power up.
Yeah, no.
Okay, guys, party's over. War's over. We're all good.
And then she has to learn the regretful truth of war.
She's like calling out to him, guys, he's dead. You can stop.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was dark, but it was nice. Like they didn't have any blood on her or anything like that, but
Well, it's not a Snyder movie.
no.
Snyder produced.
But still, you would think that would like.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't leave the sword now.
Yeah, the world's fucked up, girl.
He's a
It's like
dedicated man.
moment. That's the moment that she had on the island.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to go. Didn't think it was worth it. Or didn't want her to go. Her mom didn't think it was worth it. She's like, "I don't deserve you."
Mm-hmm.
She's getting that mirror moment, and it's a great section of this film. Been looking for 2 seconds. Search a little bit. Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't see where they're taking it. Well, follow it for a second.
Yeah, follow the line. It leads somewhere.
They're all walking towards the same goal. Like,
Caneless.
yeah. It's like I still feel like she came to that conclusion too soon. Like,
Well, I mean, how else was he there, you know?
well, yeah, that. But like, I wanted there to be a little bit more.
Sure.
Like, I feel like they needed to have a little bit more dialogue because she was so dead set that she had just killed Ares.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't have that big argument with Steve Trevor being like, "Hey, No, that wasn't Ares. It was maybe Ares is in the like he wasn't trying to disprove of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was a great
Nice. Yeah.
transition. Like I said, there's so many good moments in this film. It's
Mm-hmm.
just they just don't stick the ending.
Yeah. It's not that simple. Nope. Talk to the hand.
Yeah. I wanted more time with these characters too. That was
Sure.
that was another thing that
That's a sign of a good cast. That's a mustache.
yeah, right. That's
It's a lot of bombs.
really rough CG moment here. really rough.
Mm.
We should have gotten a little bit more time here.
Yeah, that's why I was disappointed in Cheetah having her origin changed instead of someone else from Themyscira being seduced, and
Yeah.
I'd much rather see that storyline. Because I
Unfortunately,
mean, they're
just
all
that
warriors.
element. Unfortunately, just that element being changed wouldn't have been enough to.
Oh, for sure not. But I mean, they're all warriors, and none of them have been out in the real world. The
Yeah, yeah, no,
likelihood
that
that they
that would have
would
been a
all be
great.
good.
That would have been a much better way to do it. Stay true.
Yeah. There you go. Swing that. I can't remember what they said it was the original third arc, but I know this wasn't the original plan.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Focus on the task at hand. Nice. Get that tractor out of here.
Right. You damn right it's flammable.
So would it not rain down on everybody then?
Yeah, it's again. There's another plot hole.
Let me
that
throw this
that one
bomb at
was
your
like,
bombs.
what I didn't understand is that she spent all this time blocking bullets because like she was afraid that she was gonna get hit by him, but that she's in the middle of that fucking massive explosion. She just looks a little charred a little bit. I'm like,
This is good though. And the way they follow it back up. This was well done.
yeah.
I'm a sucker for when the music plays over people's voices and you can only think, try to assume what they're saying.
You
Yeah.
feel what's about to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a great job with this here. Right there, man. That was like great moment there.
Mm-hmm. That moment when he's like slowing down and he's like, I could stay. He knows he ain't coming back from this.
And like it's subtle too. Like it wasn't like super dramatic. He's like, "Fuck, I can't stop running." But
he didn't stop and do that over the shoulder look. He just kind of
he had a moment's hesitation.
Yeah.
Iron Man, suit up.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass though. Him like forging his armor and then melting his own high holes. Pretty cool.
Ooh, jacked her up.
She looks fine.
And they brought back Steve Howe. Jeffrey, have you not seen 84? I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I mean, they explain it in Wonder Woman 84.
In a not so in a kind of irritating way, actually.
Yeah. His death was impactful. And the fact that there's even rumors they're trying to do it again in part 3, it's like, no, just let the man die.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like...
Nice.
Boom. So they'd be fried.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll ignore that.
Yeah, put that whip to use. Again, she's more on the offensive, even in this fight. And that's what I miss. That tank.
Why does a Greek god have a British accent?
Villains always
He's
have
been-
British accents.
Yeah,
Ever
he's
since
been
Star
playing
Wars.
the part for a while. That must just be his accent. No, you're gonna have to shoot. And the most predictable. That was what I didn't like about it. It was like we saw like they led up to it so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is rough though. He does such a good job
Mhm.
here.
Mm-hmm. Takes a moment to think about the life he could have had.
Yeah. I think he also takes a moment to think about him like this is his redemption moment right there.
Mm. All right, comparing the two Steve airplane moments. Captain America did it first, but I thought this one had more
this one's
impact.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Both planes, both Steves.
There's a deleted scene in Endgame where Rhodey is like grilling.
Look at her.
He's like
She's
grilling
running
Cap
through.
about that.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't just jump out. Why'd you have to
Right.
like throw it in the water? Like he asks all audience questions.
Nice. I didn't see that scene. See, so she's overcome. She's like in beast mode right now. So I guess after this, she chooses to like just be passive, which I'm like, don't make that choice. That was an interesting backflip.
Yeah, this is where it lost me though, because he's like, "Oh, you're gonna use Steve Trevor against me right now,"
Mm-hmm.
and then this moment where it's like, that's what Harvey Dent would have looked like some part of the healing process.
Yeah.
A little bit more scar tissue, but see this just gave me too many Return of the Jedi vibes, and it broke me out
Mm.
right away. I was like, because of course she wouldn't do this. Like, we didn't have it. There was never a point where we were given any inclination that she would stoop to this level here.
Mm-hmm. Cutting back to his dialogue is great.
Good moment.
Yep.
Throw the tank at him.
I know, like you could still
Like,
you still be aggressive against the bad guy. Lies.
yeah, that broke me too. Like, it's like why wouldn't why did he feel betrayed in that moment? Why wouldn't he just be like, fool or something like, all right, then you'll die with the rest of them or some shit. Like no, lies. I can't believe you're telling me this. God.
I mean, he's more of an uncle, but all right.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's that age, but technically, yeah, he is brother to her, half
No,
brother.
he's not. He's brother to Zeus.
Isn't Ares Zeus's kid?
Is he?
I'm
Why did
pretty
I
sure in
think he
Greek
was?
mythology, Ares is Zeus's
Why did I think
son.
he was Zeus's brother?
That's Hades.
Oh, that's Hades. Duh.
Hades and Poseidon.
Right. Right.
Probably more. I think
Gotta
there's a few
freshen
more,
up.
but yeah, Ares is the son. One of many half
That's a crater.
siblings. Like,
Right. Somehow these guys are still alive.
yeah, that
Everything else is just fried to a char.
See, this is what pulled me out of the movie a little bit, is that they had to, like, it was like this desperate thing to save him, and then Steve Trevor had to die. These characters that we did not get to connect to didn't die. And yeah, like her hero moment here to finish out the film, just it wasn't as powerful to me as her like taking on what was absolutely unfathomable and impossible to the good guys, is crossing into no man's land and finally giving them like a victory in a war where they had gained no ground, were constantly losing people. She was saving a bunch of innocents, whereas in here she's like, they've already destroyed the gas, and yeah, and you know, it just wasn't as compelling of a finish for me.
But compared to, she was broadcasting on TVs across the world and
Yeah,
telling
that
people
one,
to.
no,
I mean,
garbage.
it was a little bit better than that. But I'm glad that they gave Steve a moment, you know, that
yeah,
at least he did get to do something, you know, he did something that was important. That was his.
well, it was his like one good moment finally. Like it was his like first
well, it
time.
was one of several, but he was devoted to that, and he needed to be the one that did that. She's gonna steal that picture.
He looks like Dan Aykroyd.
It kind of does.
In that
with
photo.
Those cheeks.
Yeah.
Kind of does.
It looks like a young Dan Aykroyd there. Like 100%. Dan Aykroyd was a good looking man those younger years.
Mm-hmm. She likes them colors. Man, that watch is in good shape for how old it is.
Oh shit. You know what I'm realizing? Bruce Wayne tracked down this original photo and stole it from a photographer who had a like treasured photo of the people who saved his life and his village.
Yep.
Or at least his family.
It's a fair assessment.
Definitely his family. Maybe he must have offered them some money. Like, I mean, some
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Some money.
I got a checkbook. How many zeros?
I mean, if he'll buy a bank, he'll pay off a family for a photo. Like, this moment gave me absolutely no hype. Like, the theme's great though. Like, the theme's
Yeah,
killer.
they got that theme. All right. Well, thanks, Jeffrey, for hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody who watched.
Story by Zack Snyder. See, I believe Zack was probably heavier in that third act, but produced by Deborah Snyder and Zack Snyder. I do like this credit sequence. I can't stop it just yet.
Yeah.
It's a cool credit sequence.
We have a mid-credit scene, don't we?
Do we after this? Oh, we might.
I thought there.
God, that's cool. That's just
can't
cool
remember.
graphics. Very colorful. I really did appreciate this. Did I miss the plot twist? Dang. Yeah, we're on the credit sequence now.
Wasn't much of a plot twist either. It was kind of what we all.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a great theme. It's a really good theme.
it's a really good theme. It's a great end credit sequence here too. I think it's a great art style.
That's gorgeous.
That's a great shot. I'd like that on my wall. You know, like that'd be a great
cool
poster. Even that
frame.
This shot right here. Really.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is great. This reminds me of the Winter Soldier end credits artwork. It's just really well done. Derpy fell asleep. Where you at, Derpy? What time is it where you are right now? It's only 10:23 where we're at.
Wonder Woman.
That's just cool. It's cool symbolism.
All right. No,
Maybe not.
No mid-credit scene. Is there an ender here?
Is there an end credit scene? Well, this isn't Marvel, so I'm just gonna fast forward to it.
Yeah, there is.
Nope. Wanda Pictures.
Wanda Pictures.
With all the jokes we were talking about, the very last thing on here says Wanda Pictures. Huh.
See, overall, it's an enjoyable film. It's just there were just too many. There were too many like.
It's almost like the end credits are telling a story. Yeah. Okay, so Derpy's just an hour ahead of us. All right.
Yeah, it was just a. It was really that third act. Like they had a great lead in. It felt like they got too far away from the actual war effort. Because there was like she didn't have a sacrificial moment that she had to do. Like Steve kind of just did it for her, you know.
Yeah, but you know, she was learning. and
yeah, that's fair.
And Steve was in the teacher role for a lot of this film, and she needed to learn. And she didn't personally sacrifice, but she lost, and she experienced loss, and I think that was, you know, that was part of it. Actually, I'm gonna admit I haven't seen this film in, you know, a long time. Like,
it's
like
better than I remembered it.
In fact, the third act is not as bad as I remember it. I mean, I've legit loved the first two acts for a long time and always consider the third act to be a letdown. But watching it now, I don't like I was just waiting. I was like, oh, where's the moment where I really just despised this ending? And there wasn't really one that, I mean, other than like when Ares starts going into flying mode, but I didn't think it was that bad. I
My
think just the consequences of that scene, I feel like ever since then, other than in BVS, and BVS was shown to us before this, I feel like her passiveness from 84 is such a consequence of that scene. She's so passive in that scene, in that movie. And I feel like it's because of that scene. But that's the only thing. But that's in retrospect now. But I mean, the film itself, I'm still very happy with.
Yeah, my primary complaint still exists, and it's that like her, I feel like her best hero moment was there in the trench scene.
Sure.
And the third act, like I would expect the third act of a superhero film to have a greater superhero moment there, and we didn't get it. And also, we didn't like, so there's a like an important element in a lot of superhero movies. It's consistent across the board in a lot of some of the best ones. There is always a moment where the superhero loses, and it's dramatic. In this scenario, like her loss, the closest thing that she had to that was Veld getting bombed with the gas after she had done everything to save it, but it wasn't quite as impactful because she wasn't there to stop. Like it wasn't necessarily a failure. It was more like this is something that she couldn't stop by any means. Like, so she didn't fail to save it. It was beyond saving the whole time. And so that because Ludendorff was going to bomb it no matter what. That was always going to be his goal. And even if she had killed him, it still would not have been saved because the order had been given at that point. So it took away from the impact of that failure because like it wasn't really on her shoulders at that point. And that's an important element in a film because that's the rally up moment, you know? That's the point where the hero has to that should have been the learning moment. But they didn't get that to her because she thought that he was responsible for it at all times. Honestly, that should have been the moment where she got to kill him and then have that gas bomb go out anyway. And then that would have been her learning moment where she's like, oh my God, I killed Ares and they're still fighting. Like she killed Ares in the moment where she had in the third act here. And then she still sees them like rallying up stuff. And she's like, they're still fighting. It's like, nothing's happening. They're like staging up these bombs. And so it just took away that impact. And I remember that being my complaint the first time I watched it, that the third act or hero moment she didn't really get. Whereas in the second act with the trenches, she got a great one, an excellent one. I will say that it's not like the third act isn't as bad as I remember, but the impact is just as weak to me. Still an enjoyable film, but like the impact of her character having to learn how ugly humanity is should have come in that moment where the gas bomb still drops, even though she killed who she thought was Ares. And then her learning that Sir Patrick was Ares all along would have had more impact because it wouldn't have been 5 seconds after her realization. And
well,
so that just, and who knows, it could have been Snyder getting involved and
I don't
maybe too many cooks in the kitchen trying to like work it all out, because that seems to be kind of like the messiness that was consistent across the DC, is that like it was production problems, not necessarily the actors. Like people were afraid that Ben Affleck was going to ruin the role and he fucking didn't. He crushed it, honestly. He did a great job. I feel like it's always been on like the administrative side when it comes to the DC universe. And that sucks. Because
I don't know
Patty
how
Jenkins
much
can
of
put
it
together a great film. Clearly,
sure. I don't know how much of the story. I mean, he's clearly got the main story credit, but I don't know how much of the whole story Zack Snyder had his hands on. But I guess I just, I saw this movie as an arrogant child who needed to grow up, and I didn't see No Man's Land as a hero's moment. I saw it as it was an arrogance moment that turned out to benefit everybody, but she still did it because she wanted to do things her way. And the whole movie is about her trudging forward, not listening to anybody, and just having this arrogance that she is, and she is, princess of Themyscira, and she knows better. And when she thinks she kills Ares, and then stuff still happens, and Steve's like, I'm sorry that what you thought would happen didn't happen, but people are still going to die, and I need you to help me. And she decides not to. Um, it's a different story formula for sure. It's not your normal story formula where you have a broken down, defeated, superhero, and then they come back for the end. But I mean, I thought it was fine. I just thought that the graphics and the choreography of the ending was disappointing. But
Yeah.
I liked that Ares came back and tried to turn her, or tried to show that he's not all bad, or whatever, and that because if she had actually fought him at that moment of the film, then there's no reason why she couldn't have stopped the plane. They needed to put her in a situation where she couldn't do everything, and that Steve had to be a hero, because there were plenty of, this was a real war. There were plenty of real heroes in that war. And he was the human, and he was the one that was dedicated to this, no matter how much he could have gained by not doing it. And I really like that they put him in that situation, that he was there to save the day. He knew that she was meant for bigger things if she could just learn to grow. And by she finally did learn to grow. It was just at the end moment.
See, and my scenario doesn't steer from that. I agree with you there that like her fight with him did need to happen there. Absolutely. Like she needed to have that fight with Ares, but having it come so close after her realization that the guy that Ludendorff who she killed was not Ares. She didn't get to really see any ugliness of war after she had killed him.
She saw enough leading up to it though.
Yeah, but she thought in her mind that if she'd killed Ares, they'd be broken of that spell. And
I know, but that was the impact of Steve's speech. He was trying to tell her, like, it's not what you think. It's not, and she was realizing it while he was saying it. It's, people are just inhumane at times. And it's not just a god that's got his mind in people's heads. I mean, I don't know. I felt like that was impactful in that scene, because she was going through all of this horribleness in the past, thinking that if only she had killed this one dude, these people would have done this. And then when she did kill him, she realized that all of the shit she had seen was because people are horrible people. I mean, I thought they did enough in the beginning, but I could see how you wanted to go.
I agree that's a good theme, but the fact that they had to pack it all into just that one scene, like just the last minutes of the movie, like it feels like if they had changed up the order around just a little bit, like she'd be like, all right, Ares is down, and then they have to like she kills Ares at the gala, maybe not in the ballroom or something like that. She kills Ares in the gala, and then Steve has this struggle to try and convince her that the war is not over, because he didn't believe that at any point that was Ares and that would work. She doesn't believe him, and that arrogance continues on because she felt like she has accomplished her mission. And then he has to convince her, like, no, we still have to find out where this gas is. We still have to destroy this place. And she doesn't really care, but she's fulfilled her mission at that point. So, I mean, maybe she just goes along with him anyway.
Sure.
And then the town gets bombed shortly after that, because it wasn't just Ludendorff, like it was his cronies, it was Dr. Poison, all of that. And she sees that ugliness again, and he has to have that speech with her once, maybe like, and then he has the speech with her again when he's fighting up against Ares. Be like, it just like, it's not the fact that they tried to pack it all into that ending act.
You're saying like basically rearrange like 3 or 4 scenes, because right after the city bombing, then they go right to the airfield. So I mean,
it feels like an editing problem, and with those little adjustments there, and just like because we're not adding any minutes here. Like we're not adding
Yeah,
any
just
time to the movie.
rearranging.
Like they could keep their runtime. They just need to like change that order up a little bit.
Mm.
And
What
then when
Jeff?
that betrayal for Sir Patrick comes in towards the end, when they find like the bombing facility and he ends up being there, like
Mhm.
then the impact is real. She's like, oh shit, he wasn't Ares. Like because she will have been arrogant for like quite a while leading up into that finale of the third act, thinking it's like I already killed Ares. Why are they still fighting? And then she realizes, oh, Ares is still alive. And then she also has to realize this truth that he was just manipulating them. He was not forcing them to do anything. And then she has all those learned moments, and then we get like a finale that plays out the same way that it did, but it has a lot more impact because in the order in which those events occurred.
Sure.
So I agree with your points. Like I agree that like those are impactful scenes, but they are less impactful because in the order in which they occurred and the rushed nature that ended up creating, because they tried to pack those themes all into the very final minutes of the third act, and that weakened the impact for me, because it makes me feel like her true hero moment really happened during those trench. We're gonna have to disagree on the trench scene. I feel like that's her. That was a really good hero moment for you. Less so, which is okay. We don't have to agree on.
I mean, it was a cool moment. I just felt that there was more arrogance than in it than just a hero moment. But
and I can see that too. But
Jeff is over here saying that the final scene, she says something to Ares, like she chooses love or love wins in the end or something like that.
I don't think it's as powerful as they think it would have been. I agree. I felt like that line was a little kind of like thrown in there.
Well, because it's nothing. It's not tying back to anything. Like there wasn't a point in Steve's point to her was just like, there's ugliness in the world. It's not on a God level. It's on every level, and everyone shares the blame, and we just have to do what we can we have to make the effort to make it right. It's not like he ever said, we just have to love each other. So yeah, I mean, maybe the love line was a scrap from, a different version of the end, but like what she did at the end, it's not like after she killed him, she went and, grabbed the hand of a German and helped him up or mended somebody else. There was nothing with that love thing. That was a weird. I agree, Jeffrey. It was a weird line. Didn't have any weight to it.
Maybe they were afraid it was going to be too close to Sam Gamgee's line in Two Towers, where there's some good in this world and it's worth fighting for, or something like that. Maybe they didn't want to like stick too close to that.
But that was definitely Steve's theme. Was that
that would
we're all to blame,
better,
but it's not worth giving up on. Yeah. So, but overall, still a really good film. I wish that even though she lost her sword,
it's the strongest out of the recent DCEU or DC Cinematic Universe films. Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. There's a reason we watched these two early, because between those two films, they're like the heavy hitters out of the Snyderverse era of DC.
But she
films.
does have a sword in BVS, so she doesn't have a sword in 84, I don't believe, but she gets a sword after that point. I missed her with the sword, because doesn't she have a sword in
Wonder Woman sword in Batman versus Superman?
I'm pretty sure there's a moment where she's flying
she's got
a sword. Yeah.
The sword
I guess I just missed that.
The sword of Athena is a magically empowered sword wielded by Wonder Woman in battle, replacing the God Killer sword after the latter was destroyed by Ares.
Snyder Cut comes out in 2 days, Jeffrey. Comes out on Thursday.
Yeah, so a lot of people had that same question. As soon as I typed it in, there's like Quora and a bunch of other ones here. Maybe they don't explain that it's the sword of Athena.
No, I mean they don't. She just has a sword there, and then the next time we see her is Wonder Woman with a sword. But then the sword breaks, so it's not the same sword. And she didn't really have a sword in 84. She had cool wings, and she had a whip.
It's definitely a different sword. Looking at a photo of it now, it's absolutely a different sword.
Well, yeah. I mean, I knew it
So
was a
there
different sword. I'm just
wasn't
saying I
a
missed. That's a very aggressive weapon, a sword, and so, you know, that's what I missed in '84. I missed this aggression. I missed this will to charge into the fight, and maybe that's what they were going for. That she kind of like was passive all this time, and then in BVS she just stood to fight again at the last second. But this is why I don't want a '90s WandaVision or WandaVision. I don't
Wonder
want a
Woman.
'90s Wonder Woman. I don't want an early 2000s. You know, let's let go of the eras thing and bring her in modern day. I want to see what modern day Wonder Woman is dealing with
I mean,
for a
especially if hers
finale.
is going to bring closure, we kind of need her to close out like her chapter and everything, and you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to do that if you link back to the past again.
Patty
So
Jenkins says she'll do it, but she's also doing she's doing that Star Wars thing, isn't she? Didn't she sign up
yeah,
for
it'll
something for Disney?
she did.
Was it
Patty
the
Jenkins
X-wing?
I'm pretty sure it's
This
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron, yeah. So
Patty J.
they said they
Yes,
are.
yeah,
They
it's
said
Rogue
they're going to
Squadron.
make it Jeffrey, but it's also way out there because she's committed to a Disney project right now. So
It'll be a bit,
she's
and
got some
also
time.
we're also in a world where the DC universe is kind of up in the air as far as where its films are going to go. So
Everybody's there's a lot of headlines that are like, this Scott Snyder's or Scott Snyder's
I was
he's
gonna
a
say, it was like, wait
Batman
a minute.
writer. Zack Snyder's Justice League might turn some heads and they might decide to go back. They're not going back, guys. WB, if
No.
it's not clear, the WB is not happy about what's coming out on Thursday. In fact, they've done everything they can to undermine it. This is an AT&T call. This was daddy coming into the room, slapping one of the kids
Right.
and saying, "Do this." This is not what they wanted to do. So, you know, it's past this point. I think we should be very happy. We should be grateful. I'm grateful because I never thought, you know, I'm wearing this shirt and I was one of the people that were like, release the Snyder Cut, but I never thought it would happen because unlike with the Donner Cut, WB wasn't like, they didn't have this grudge against Donner like they have against Zack, which is so crazy because they used to be like this, man. They used to be like, whatever you want to do, Zack. And then when Man of Steel didn't go their way, then the whole DC thing just wasn't going the way they wanted to. And instead of ending amicably and just letting Zack finish his story, they made it a shit show. And now they're reaping what they sow for that shit show. But they're not going to take it all back and just let Zack continue on. That's not happening. So
No, this
I
is.
wouldn't get my hopes up for that.
I feel like this is almost a gap closer for all of the stuff that got held up because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Snyder Cut was like a drop in the bucket for that. It was in their back pocket just in case of like a dire circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
And even they were like, "There's no way we're gonna do this," and like we got to be desperate to let this thing out. And then a pandemic comes along and it fucks up production of everybody's everything. And they were like, you know what? If he can get it done the way he says he can, let's just let it happen. And they don't have to do shit about letting it change any of their other plans, which is why they're calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're
That name is on purpose for many levels. Yeah.
they're very specifically making sure that there is a strong implied disconnect between Joss Whedon's final version and this. At this point, Jeffrey Miller, at this point, the standalone movies are better, like the Joker, Wonder Woman. Absolutely. The standalone movies tend to do better. And honestly, I feel like the standalone movies, when they're not trying, we've said this in previous, I think we said this during Man of Steel, that the DC Universe films that stand up the best are the ones that are not trying to connect into a wider universe. I feel like that was why Man of Steel was a little bit stronger, because there wasn't a shitload of implications that there were going to be other connections later down the road. And so it was able to finish a little bit stronger. This one, obviously, they did have those plans, but I feel like they put it in the right hands with Patty Jenkins to have it be more of its own thing, and also the full-on universe wasn't crazy established yet at this point. Um, and yeah, that's I agree with that point pretty heavily. That also Joker is extremely standalone. It's not connected to this whatsoever.
And
we're talking
probably
about a
the
completely
upcoming
different
Batman
universe.
movie will be the same. I think that
Yeah,
Batman
yeah.
movie will be standalone as well. I agree. The Joker soundtrack was fantastic. A lot of my comics
Joker
are,
soundtrack is gorgeous, man.
and it deserved the Oscar it won. A lot of my comics are blocked by Superman and Wonder Woman stuff, but this shelf is full of Marvel and DC comic arcs and universes that came to an end, and then DC or Marvel decided we need to reboot things. We're letting it get to this point. We don't want it to go any further. Like, for example, I've got the Ultimate X-Men, and for people that remember the Ultimate line of comics, that went huge, and then it went to Ultimatum, which was this big shit show, and then they just started things over again. So that's how I feel that they're doing with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League is kind of, it's the closure for the majority of the Snyderverse. They may come back and do Wonder Woman. Apparently Flash is still moving forward, and Aquaman is still moving forward, but I really do feel like those are the last legs of a Snyderverse that's falling into oblivion, and that once those are done, they'll probably have some level of closure, and then DC will move away from that, because like we said last week, as long as they keep on making the movies with the cast from the Snyderverse is going to feel like it's in canon. And they don't want that. They want to let go of it. I think they should have found a way to make it canon and move on. Instead, they wanted to die. What's the line from Star Wars? That let the past die, burn it if you have to. And they're trying to burn it. And they really don't want it around anymore. So there's no way in hell Justice League 2 and 3 is coming out. It's just not going to happen. Maybe one day they'll figure out the formula, but it's not going to be based on Snyder. Unfortunately, as much of a fan as I am.
And if I'm being completely honest, I would prefer that they start fresh. If they're going to try and make the big DC Universe play, the Justice League play again, I would prefer that they start from a fresh perspective. Because at this point, I feel like too much damage has been done to where fans aren't going to be able to let go what's happened already. And the amount of retconning or like fixing of like previous mistakes is just going to be too much, especially when you
already
have
is too much
of the same one. Like it's too far gone.
I just can't see it happening. I mean, other than Spider-Man, how many versions of Iron Man have we had? How many versions of Captain America? Granted, yeah, we had the Captain America back in the 80s. Or 70s, same time with the Incredible Hulk. But you're talking about multiple decades between that before they started the MCU. You look at the last 3 decades, we've had what, like 7 Batmen? I mean, and they weren't all bad. You had Justice League,
Honestly,
Batman.
You kind of have to look at Batman sort of like James Bond, like you pass the torch onto another actor who tells a similar story. We don't necessarily need an origin story again.
No, we don't.
Which we're probably not going to get with this next one. It sounds like they're going to stick to his year 2 experiences, and they're not going to dive into.
It's a different origin, but it's year 2. Yeah,
like it would be better for them to kind of think of it that way. With the amount of actors that we've had, it would be. It's kind of like our new. It's kind of like the comic book version of the James Bond franchise, where. There's no real connection between the actors in previous films aren't really referenced. Like the events from those aren't really referenced, and you get your own independent stories. It all falls under the same title, and it's just good stories set inside that genre.
But much like the Bond films, the more fantastical it gets, the more stupid it gets.
Yes,
the best James Bond films are the most grounded James Bond films. The best Batman films are the most grounded Batman films. At the Nolan trilogy, yeah, it had its hiccup with the finale, but it was still so grounded that there's no way that Batman and Man of Steel would have worked together. In fact, you can't even imagine a Justice League in a Nolan universe because it was so damn grounded. And I think that is the problem because they've ran Batman into the ground. They're going to still come out with more Batman, but the way all of the most intriguing versions of the even Bat Pattinson that's coming out, I can't see a Justice League.
I love that.
I can't see a Justice League in that Batman world. I just can't see it. You know, and again, we've done that. We've done these roads so many times. We've had so many versions of the Flash. Not really that many, but we've had it, the Snyder version. We've had the TV show version. It just seems like the MCU was, with the exception of Spider-Man, they just had a fresh slate with all of their people. And other than the Hulk, they really did it right. And I guarantee you a lot of that was luck, but holy shit, they did it right. And then 12 years later, they're still doing it right. We're over a decade into this MCU thing, and it's so damn good. Jeffrey's saying that DC rushed it with Justice League. They went a different path, and I commend them for going a different path. I still think they could have made it work, but it didn't, and they got cold feet, and they started abandoning it, and now it's too far gone to save it. Now they got to start over again, and honestly, I don't know if that was the best course. I think as much as they were disappointed in the Snyderverse, they could have found a way to give that closure and get past it, because we all love Gal Gadot and we love Jason Momoa. And for the most part, we love Ezra Miller, and we could have gotten past this, but it just seems like now we're just waiting. As I'm excited for Wonder Woman 3 and Aquaman and The Flash, but I have no real hope that there's going to be anything past that. So I'm just waiting for those movies to be done so that we could see what's on the horizon. You know, it's just like, all right, just give it to me now, you know, but I'm not excited about it because I don't see anything in the future for those characters, for those actors. And it's just more depressing than exciting now, you know?
Honestly, I would really love to see more in just the Batverse. Because there's so much territory just inside that genre that they could explore and keep it in that grounded nature. And who knows, maybe that's the direction that they're planning on going here. And having this version of Batman be somebody who kind of grows old with the setup. Maybe we get a couple films with Robert Pattinson, or with is his name Robert Pattinson?
Pattinson.
I got that wrong once, and somebody
Pattinson.
I remember because I called him Edward Pattinson at one point.
Oh yeah,
and the fucking
you were combining.
The comments on that one like grilled the shit out of me for it. But yeah, Robert Pattinson. It would be nice to get a few films with him, and then let's see The Dark Knight Returns. Let's see an older version of Batman where he's having to work with. Honestly, we've got the technology now to where let's see a live action Batman Beyond. Let's see him try and tackle it. If you're gonna pull from these areas, let's see some of the deeper stories into the Batman universe. Let's go that route, or better yet, let's just see some original stories. Which, honestly, the Robert Pattinson version, or Battison as you call them, which I love that. I love that term. I don't know if you coined that term. I hope you did, because it's glorious.
I guarantee I didn't.
Okay, but still. I like the route that they're going, or the first trailer that came out. I think it's the only one really that's been out so far. Was
and they
gorgeous.
Just finished shooting. They just wrapped shooting this week.
They had a bunch of COVID problems.
Can you believe that? They wrapped filming this week, and we got that trailer August? That's crazy. That was a hell of a trailer. No one was expecting a trailer.
The fact that they had that trailer prepared after having
Suicide Squad didn't even have a trailer.
I'm excited to see the direction that DC goes with future projects. You know, even given the stuff that we've gotten so far, it's still an opportunity to see new content, to see new stories, and it's an opportunity to see good stories being told. So, I'm trying to change my horribly unoptimistic outlook on some of these different things and look at it from a fresher perspective. So I want to see the DC universe go into a different direction. I would like to see that this closure for the Justice League happen here, and then if they're going to continue on with the other stories, fine. Maybe we'll get like a finale through one of the sequels, or maybe Wonder Woman 3 will be like the closure after all those films, because obviously like there's been no indication that they've started filming or that like they've even started working on a script. Nothing. It's like maybe Wonder Woman 3 ends up being the closure for this part of the universe that
kind of like Spider-Man 2 was the closure to Endgame. I could see that happening because I would bet hard money that Justice League ends on a cliffhanger of some kind. I don't think even with 4 hours that Justice League is going to end resolved. I can't see it happening.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's not supposed to. We will. And we're going to talk more about this tomorrow after BVS, I'm sure. I just think, as you know, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I think this is probably DC's, this is their problem, is that Batman is clearly the most compelling. He's got the strongest universe. The rest of them are good, and they've had good moments, but Batman, I think, has been the most consistent. Batman has... For sure. He's restarted over the years for sure, like everybody else, but he still has the most consistent catalog of stories and villains and rogue gallery and universe. Just like for the longest time, Spider-Man was probably the strongest universe in Marvel. And what did the MCU do? They built their rock. Their foundation of the MCU was Iron Man, and Iron Man, I grew up loving Iron Man, but by the time what was that? 2007, 2009,
2008 was the release of Iron Man, I think.
Okay, well, whenever they were starting to develop that, Iron Man was the farthest thing from the most profitable character or IP.
May 2nd, 2008. And we had already gotten 2 different Hulk films before that too.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know what Iron Man was. Like it was not the strongest character, and yet they built their church on Iron Man, and it panned out. And then they built the MCU out from that. DC continues to use Batman as their crutch because he's the strongest thing. But if you continue to do that, then you'll just go the same route you do with the comics, and the rest of the cast won't be as compelling, or it just won't fit. And that's the battle they're going to continue. Again, this new Batman looks amazing, but I can never see a Justice League in that world. So is that your plan? I can never see a Justice League in the Joker world. Is that your plan, to never have a Justice League? Because I got to say, that's kind of sad. And even with Batman Beyond, I would love a Batman Beyond movie, but that would, again, erase a modern Justice League. We'd be jumping to the end. I'd love to see Batman Beyond. That deserves a live-action property. But it surpasses Justice League. It's just let's skip over that.
It doesn't necessarily have to be one that's tied to all the other films. Remember, we're talking about way down in the timeline.
Right. So you're skipping over the Justice League timeline, and you're going to the future, which is just basically saying we can't figure out how to make Justice League right, so let's just skip over it.
Well, I mean, we can have multiple studios working on multiple movies. Obviously, that's what they're doing right now, but... I don't know. I think the best route, the best way to go about it now is to just remember that these movies are being made. We're going to get to see more content and see kind of the direction that they're going to go. We get closure to the Snyder side of things here with the Snyder Cut coming here in 2 days. And there's hope on the horizon for the DC Cinematic Universe with the Batman and with, I'm sure, some unannounced projects. Like, who knows what the writers have been cooking up during quarantine when all they have to do is sit around and write shit out. Like, who knows what the future could be bringing. As of right now, we know that the future is going to be bringing you and I and a special guest that we will announce tomorrow on our watch party for Batman vs. Superman. We'll be watching the Ultimate Edition. I will once again be watching on HBO Max, so those of you who want to follow along can check that. This isn't a sponsorship or anything like that. It's just way easier for me to watch on that platform.
Can we be for certain that it is the Ultimate Edition on HBO Max?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm going to get HBO Max for Justice League, so I might as well just get it so we can watch it on the same platform tomorrow. Because I was I was feeling we were less connected today than we were.
So
Jeffrey,
Batman versus
we're
Superman,
doing Batman
Dawn
v Superman tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. 7 p.m. So an hour earlier than we started tonight.
Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. It's in the title that they've typed out, and it's in the thumbnail.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm gonna get it. I know Josh has it.
Speaking of The Dark Knight Returns, we've got part 1 and part 2 of the animated side in here.
God, that was a damn good animated film.
It was.
They rocked. I mean, I don't know how they can fuck up Hush like they did and make an amazing adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. Holy shit, that was good.
They've got Batman under
8
the
p.m.
Red
for
Hood
you,
in here
Jeffrey.
too.
You're correct.
They got The Killing Joke. These are all great.
They got them all
animated
in there.
series.
I know it's kind of last minute. Maybe we should look into Scener because I got Scener for the Zack Snyder thing, and that way people can sync up as well. We'd have a Scener link that we could use. Anybody that has HBO Max could do it with us. I don't know.
Scener, watch Netflix and more with friends.
You can watch HBO Max together with it if everybody just has to have an HBO thing. It might be easier for us three at least, but I'm gonna get HBO Max tonight so that we can just all watch it on that platform tomorrow. So let's look into that. But Jeff, you should come back, man. I'm sorry if you prefer Jeffrey. I keep on switching back and forth from Jeff and Jeffrey. You should come back tomorrow.
All right. Well, Nerf Herders, I think, Josh, I think that closes us out for this episode at least.
I'm going to wear this shirt tomorrow as well. I'm
go.
only wearing it for these. I swear
I'll actually
have
a Batman shirt this time. I'll wear my Batman shirt, so I'll be on theme too for the first time.
Yeah.
I went logo-less for this one. I didn't decide to wear a Star Wars or Marvel shirt just to troll everybody. But thank you for watching, Nerf Herders. We appreciate you guys coming along on the trek. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for being a part of the watch parties. We are definitely going to be doing more of these. We've got the Fast and the Furious that we're thinking about doing to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the first film. So that'll probably be coming not too terrible long after we go through all this remaining DC
do something after this. Yeah.
For sure. Don't forget to head over. Don't forget to, if you're watching this on Facebook, don't forget to head over to the YouTube to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other videos that we do that are not live broadcasted. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe. You've been here for 3 hours. I would hope that you've subscribed by now so you don't have to worry about missing any future ones. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't. Be honest, we can take it. And until next time, have a good night.